Hello, it is Alexis, your BCBA ABA bestie again. And this is another video that did not take 3 months for me to come back with. So I'm already doing better. I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. I'm already doing better. Reinforcement. I must be getting reinforced by something. So today's video, we are going to tackle experimental designs. Very tough section on the BCBA exam. And it is just a tough section before the BCBA exam. A tough section overall just because they are hard to know the differences between them, know the effects some of them can have. And I'm not talking too much about the effects that they can have, but how you can learn them. So today we are making, not by hand, we're not making like drawing graphs. We are making a reversal ABA experimental design. Our next video, we will probably make a multiple baseline design. So please look forward to that. And again, comment and subscribe. So all you have to do is open up an Excel, any Excel document you have, just a blank worksheet, a blank workbook, and you will be able to do it too. Okay? And even if you are not doing even if you are not taking the BCBA exam, if you have already passed and are a BCBA, this also can be beneficial to you because it is not enough, and insurance companies are cracking down on this. It is not enough to show experimental design by doing just an AB experimental design. No, they're very slowly pushing for more more advanced, more critical, more they just show experimental control or whatever. Functional relations, an AB really doesn't show a functional relation. It shows some, but not a lot. It shows less than all of the other experimental designs, I should say. So this is a way that other electronic platforms that do those graphs do not make these types of graphs. So we have to make them by hand. So this could also be beneficial if you are already a BCBA. So open up your Excel, follow along, do it yourself, practice with it. I can also drop a scenario in the comment section as well if you want to do another one by yourself just to track your fluency with it. The goal is ultimately to do this within 10 minutes. This should not take an hour to do. You should be able to do this really within 10 minutes. That was our goal when we were in school. That is what every BCBA should be striving for. 10 minutes. That's it. So open up your Excel. Let's do it. To start making our reversal design graph, this is one of the best ways to learn that experimental design section of the BCBA exam. So we're gonna practice making an ABAB design. If you would like for me to make a video on a multiple treatment design, so that could be an ABCD or an ABCA, whatever you would like for it to be, I can make a video on that. Just drop me a comment and I can make that video happen. So for this one, I have our behavior as non-compliance, and the numbers on the left side are our sessions. So, session 1, session 2. And then the numbers on the right side are our rate of behavior. So 10 times per hour, 12 times per hour, whatever. So what you do is you open up an Excel and then you you start with putting in baseline. So just so you know what your numbers, where you're starting from. So baseline is, our first session was 10, next session was 12. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm putting in the numbers wrong. We start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Then you go 10, 12, 14, 13, 10. Okay? So it just aligns here. So in session 1, he was at 10 times per hour. Session 2, 12 times. Session 3, 14. So that's the way it goes. You skip a space here. Skip a space here. And then we say we had our first intervention, which was a token economy. And you can put that in there. It doesn't matter because it doesn't show up anyway. A token economy. And this is, you put this on this side, and this is more so for you as the clinician to know. You as the clinician to know. Oh, I don't know why that didn't change that. For you as the clinician to know what intervention, like if you were doing a multiple intervention design, then you would know what intervention you used at this time. So then you would say, all right, intervention session 6. Okay, so you don't start over from session 1. You go to 6 because the sessions keep going. We don't start over and it's a new session. Yes, it's your first intervention session, but this isn't your first day meeting the student. Your sessions keep going. So session 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then our numbers were 2, 2, 1, 3, 0. All right, you make another space here. Another space. Don't put anything here. There should be a space. We are back to baseline. And remember, for it to be a reversal, the critical things you need are 3 consecutive phases. An initial baseline, an intervention, and then a return to baseline. So we are returning to baseline here. So we are session 11, continuing our sessions. Session 12, session 13, session 14, session 15. I kept the sessions just an even number to make it easier on myself, honestly, and like on everybody else. Our numbers here are 7, 10, 11, 14, 15. And just a reminder, I'm getting these numbers right from here, right from there. Scroll down a little bit. Oops. Another space here. We are back to intervention. Space in there. Letting ourselves know that we are back to intervention. And keep going with those sessions. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there we have 5, 2, 1, 0, 0. Perfect. So now that we have our data points in, we don't need this Word document anymore. We can go ahead and exit out of that and make our Excel big and beautiful. Okay? So then you go ahead and select all of your numbers and then go to insert. And I know you would think that you would select line and then do this line graph. Well, when you do that, this is what comes up. There's no data points, and then it just looks like a kid's doodle drawing. So don't do line graph. That's not what we want. Oh, let me just delete that. So what you actually do is you press insert and then you go to scatter. I know, this looks strange. But you go to scatter and then you do the scatter graph. Still looks strange. Stay with me. We're going to make this big. Take all of these lines away. And then take all of these lines away as well. It's starting to come together. You can select all of your lines. And then this side will come over here. If it doesn't come out, then you just double click it again and then it will come. Okay? Then select the dot so it will pick up all the lines. If not, then you have to do it by itself. So try to select the most dots and then hit solid line. Boom. Now we have something that's starting to look like a graph. Make our lines black. And if we zoom in, we can actually see, hold on, I didn't zoom in there. If we zoom in, I'm trying to make it as big as I possibly can. Our data points are actually not black, so that bugs me. I am going to go in and make all of our data points black, not the line, the marker. You can see it's actually blue over there. It needs to be black. The border, oh gosh. It needs to be filled black. Thank you. That's just me being a stickler for the rules. So we are here. And it's looking good. It's looking better than it was looking a second ago. The only thing that's missing is honestly our condition lines. So now what do you do here? What you do next is you put in your condition lines. So your condition lines is why you put the spaces in between. So your first condition line needs to come between baseline 1 and intervention 1. And that space is after session 5. So what you do is you put X and Y. Okay? Because graphs have X and Y axes. Your X is always going to be where you want the line to go on the X axis. So we want it to go at 5.5. We don't want it to be on 5 because the data point for session 5 is on line 5. So we don't want it to be on 5, but we also don't want it to be on 6. We want it to be in the middle. So 5.5. And we don't want it to go anywhere else but 5.5. And then Y is how long you want it to go. So we want it to go from 0 to 16. I want it to go all the way to the top. Okay? So then you click your graph. Click it a few times, and then this little bar at the top will come up. Hit select data. Make sure you do not change series 1 because that will change your entire graph. Add another series, and then X, you just choose your X over here, and then Y, you choose your Y over here, and click OK. You have your condition line. Go ahead and make that black. It's got some data points up there for whatever reason. It doesn't know that we are behavior analysts and we don't do that. So no line, no fill. Your little markers at the top are gone. Okay. Same thing. We need another condition line between intervention 1 and baseline 2. So that is 10.5 and 10.5, and then 0 and 16 again. So click your graph again, select data, add another series, your X 10.5, your Y 0 to 16. Okay. This line is now green. It's having fun with the colors over here. Make your line black. Change your marker. No fill, no line. Take that marker off. Beautiful. Our graph is coming together. We need one more condition line here So I quickly put that in. We need it at 15.5. So 15.5, 15.5, and then 0 to 16. So data, another series, x 15 to 15. And then I'll even show you what will happen if Jesus, they're having fun with the colors. What will happen if no fill, no line. Okay. So if you do not put in 15 to 5, so if you put in, like, let's say 15.5 to 7, it's just going to move your line over a little bit. So your 15, it's starting at 15.5, but then it goes over to 7. Okay. So your numbers are, your line's just going to be a little bit off. So keep that in mind. You just have to get your numbers right. Okay. So to get the little lines that go to your numbers is you click your axes and then you go to tick marks where it says none, you hit outside. And I know they look very tiny, but they are there. Same thing down here. You hit it, tick marks. You want them on the outside too. And you can actually make these bigger, same thing as you would do like if you were in Word, you can just make the letters, you can just make the numbers bigger. You can make those numbers bigger just so everybody can see. Okay. And actually I really want to make this line, look, that's why the line is gray. I want the line to be black. Everything black. Y'all know how Java and all of those journals be. Oh, look at that. It's coming along great. Okay. So now that we have this, it's already looking good. You would think we're going to be fancy-pantsy with the labels. Well, actually, we're not going to go into the labels just yet. We're going to go to add in our X and Y. So you would just do quick layout. I'm sorry, not quick layout. Add chart. What did I say? Add chart element. So axis title. So down here, you can say consecutive sessions, just so we have something down there. And then we go back up here, axis title for over here. So number of, let's say, rates of non-compliant behaviors per hour. Again, you gotta make this, first of all, the word is gray again. Gotta make it a little bit bigger so we can all see it. Perfect. Black, and then beautiful, beautiful. So lastly, we are almost done with our wonderful graph here. The last thing you need to do is label all of your conditions. Nothing fancy here for this. You just add text boxes. So text box here and just label it baseline. And I just love that when they're in the middle. So I just like for it to look like that. And just to have no line around it. So and I like for all of it to be uniform, so everything just needs to be 12 whatever, 12 point font, whatever. Baseline, intervention. Again, I love for it to be in the middle, and 12. You get the idea here. baseline. Now, if you're wondering how did I learn to do this, I actually had to, we learned this in school. My master's program taught me how to make all of the graphs. Yes, oh my gosh. And we had to do this in like 10 minutes. We had to make all of the graphs within 10 minutes, and it was a test. This was a grade, and it was honestly kind of scary, but it was pretty interesting, and that is why I'm pretty I guess I'm pretty good at making graphs and that experimental design section. So another key point of this is knowing your prediction, verification, and replication, specifically with all of the experimental designs. If you would like, I can do a video on that as well. Just drop a comment down below, especially if you are studying for that exam. Please know those sections. I just realized that our data points look very tiny. So what I would do there, you can make the data points bigger too. I just kind of forget how to do that. I kind of forgot how to do that. But you can make them bigger if they look small. I forgot. Oh, is it here? It might be here. Ah, there it is. I think it's just making that one bigger. It's not making them all. Oh, I'm getting so far down a rabbit hole, farther than I needed to go. Okay, so that is the end of this video. Please drop down any questions and comments in the comment section. Our next one, we will be making maybe a multiple baseline design. I also can do a multiple treatment design if that is what people are wanting. Just please let me know any questions, comments, or concerns. But thank you very, very much.